You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, and let me share something with you. You have something special. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And to prove it, I met a dog named Chi-Chi the Chihuahua last night. Who can read sign language? Can you believe that? Susan Irvin, God bless the day you were born. She inspired me. You know, when we think about the fact that we have the ability to do more than we can ever begin to imagine, and there's something, a quote I want to share with you. There are two things to aim at in life. First, to get what you want, and after that, to enjoy it. Only the wisest of mankind achieve the second. As from Logan Passell Smith. Let me talk to Dr. G right now. Dr. G, thank you so much for calling. Welcome to the program, and I'd like to know about your choosing to cut down on work hours to enjoy the quality of life. Tell us about that.
Well, number one, thanks for taking me. I know you for so many years. I'm so glad to hear you on the radio.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
But I'm a stress therapist, psychotherapist in LA. And I used to work in the two hospitals, and I worked 7 days a week, midnight shift, et cetera, et cetera. But how can I teach how to reduce stress if I don't do it myself?
That's a good point.
I realized, last year I cut back so that my husband and I could have a quality of life. To have dinner at night together and to spend more quality time on the weekend. And that's what I've done.
Now, let me ask you this. How many years did you work and led a stressful life before you came to that decision?
I would say about 12.
12 years. Okay, I got you by 28. Okay, because I've been speaking for 40 years, traveling every week, and I just stopped, and I heard the voice saying, stop, let's stop. You need to stop and take time for yourself. Stop. This is not normal. But I love this, and I love the money. I love this, and I love the money. And life say, well, is it worth giving up your health for this? And say, now, if you don't stop, we have a way to stop you. And so I wasn't listening to God. Guess what? After I had a health crisis, he said, can you hear me now? I said, yeah.
and that's what will happen.
That's right.
It affects your immune system, and even I could feel that sometimes. And it's just about, even though I can spend more time with my husband, I can spend more time going to soccer games for my nieces and nephews, because you miss out on that, because most therapists work so late at night. Even doctors, around in the emergency room, they will work 24 hours a day. So it's important that everybody cuts back a little bit.
Absolutely. And not only therapists and doctors, there are a lot of people listening to me right now who work some long hours and now taking the time to go to the movies, now taking the time to have quality conversations without a cell phone, without any of the regular distractions, now taking the time to smell the roses and go for walks and don't have any particular place where I'm going. I'm treasuring those things. And so thank you so much for making that decision for yourself and calling in to this program. The mark of greatness is upon you. You deserve to live a stress-free life and enjoy the time that you and your husband have left.
You too. God bless you.
Thank you. Bless you as well. Thank you so much. Hello. How are you? Margie, hey, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about what have you given up? What decision have you made that you said, you know what? I want more time for me. I want more time with my significant other. I want more time with my children. I just feel disconnected with myself. This is too stressful, and I need a life. A friend of mine, she was working so many hours. Her friends gave her a dog. And guess what they named the dog? They named the dog Life. They said, here's a dog, and we have named the dog for you called Life because you don't have one. Now you get to have one. This is a true story. Hello, how are you, Maggie? Thank you so much for calling. I invite everybody listening. Call 888-539-2980. 888-539-2980. Tell me, what have you given up for a better quality of life? What have you given up?
I've given up a 23-year fabulous career in photography that was very lucrative, and I wanted to be a grandma. I just wanted to be that grandma that they remembered when I die.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to take them on an African safari, which we did this last summer.
Oh, wow. And how was that?
It was a life changer.
What was the most fascinating thing about being on this African safari?
Seeing the faces of my 5- and 8-year-old grandchildren in the middle of perhaps 58 female elephants, all with babies. We were in the goldfish bowl. They were in their own place. It was it's almost impossible to wrap your mind around. And
yes.
Those children have never forgotten it since last August and are still begging me to take them back again.
They want to go back. It's so nice. They want to do it twice.
They do. But they want to know, can we drive this time? Because that plane took a long time.
They want to drive to Africa.
We want to drive.
I love it. Oh, my goodness.
Huh? I'm going to take them again.
Oh,
my
that's
husband
good.
and I are going to take them again.
You should.
The Maasai people. I mean, everybody, it should be required. Before you get to high school, you have to go to Africa.
Yeah, it is. Yes, go ahead.
It changes who you are, how you think, how you treat the natural things we have, water, air. It will change your life.
It really is.
By the way, I adore you. You have the most ingratiating personality
Thank
I
you.
have heard in a long time.
That is so kind of you to say that. Well, thank you so much for listening to the program, and let me know about your next adventure.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Thank you. You know, my daughter here, as Margie was talking about taking her grandchildren to Africa, I know she's laughing because she went to Africa before I did. She went to South Africa, and my daughter did something that she knew that I always wanted to do. She knew that I have always wanted to meet Nelson Mandela. I think he's one of the greatest men that ever walked the planet. And she got a chance to go to South Africa, and she met Nelson Mandela. After she got there, she said, if I can manifest this without my father, then what else can I do? And she decided, I want to meet the Honorable Nelson Mandela and the people that she was with. He said, look, everybody come here want to meet Nelson Mandela, the Honorable Nelson Mandela. She said, well, you don't know my God, so we're going to make this happen. And she was able to manifest that. That's an incredible story in and of itself. At any rate, I want to hear from you. What have you given up? What is it that you said, I was willing to sacrifice the title, I was willing to sacrifice the money, the quality of life. I decided to scale down, to roll back, to begin to restructure my life so I can have a life. There's a saying, what if a man gains the world and loses his soul? That's what my favorite book says. And so when you look at your life, what is it that you decided, I think I'm going to pass on this because I want a life. I want more time with myself, more time with my family, more time with my children. I want you to call and share that. It's going to give somebody a breakthrough. The number to call is 888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. I tell you, one of the things about life, in my son John Leslie, who's a motivational speaker, he said, most people go through life not really living, he said, because most people focus on their distractions rather than their destiny. And many times we get so caught up in the busyness of life, we forget to live life. The number to call, I want to hear from you, 888-539-2980. Oh, when you call, listen to this program, you're going to just feel good all over. Not only can I play the piano, I can play the organ too. I'm about to tear this up. 888-539-2980. Call me right now. I want to hear from you.